Hi everyone, I am Shauna B, founder of Single Girl Be Whole and No Validation Needed. I hope that you are doing well today. I just wanted to do a quick video on a post that I made on my Single Girl Be Whole page. And the post is about the Ciara prayer. Now, if you're not familiar with what I mean by the Ciara prayer, of course, you know Ciara is the beautiful and super talented singer and model. She models. She's just all around just very talented. And so she was previously in a relationship with the rapper Future. They were engaged. They have a child. The relationship didn't work out. Shortly after, she was in a relationship with Russell, and that is the man that she married. Russell and Ciara did not have sex until after marriage. Russell said that he received, instruction from God, specifically for him and Ciara, and for him to guide and kind of be like the guide in the relationship for Ciara in terms of having a relationship that's centered and focused on him. So they did not have sex until after marriage. So because the transition from Future to Russell seemingly happened kind of quickly, and it's two completely different lifestyles, two completely different worlds. You know, they even have a picture of Ciara when she was dating Future. Ciara was like in a club with him, and then you have this man who really respected her, and not only respected Ciara, but he had respect for his own body and really wanted to live right and really wanted to do things right within the relationship. So this whole thing now, this whole trend now is we got to have the Ciara prayer. Like, Ciara, what was your prayer, sis? What was your prayer, sis? Because I'm trying to get a Russell in my life. I'm done with the bad boys. No more Futures, Future type guys for me. I want the Russells. I want the good guys. I want that man of God. Like, Ciara, what was your prayer? What was your prayer? That type of thing, right? And so although I do find the humor in that, and I definitely think that it's even fine to ask another woman who's married about the steps that she had to take for herself, in order to get to that point, especially if you know her story, if you know that she was in, her previous relationships weren't the best and they were bad, and now all of a sudden she has like this wonderful relationship. It's okay to ask questions and to be like, so how did you know that he was the one? What did you do to prepare yourself? I'm all for that, right? What I'm not for is people trying to find a shortcut or a cheat sheet out of their process, right? And so what I mean by that, on my post I said, you do not need the Ciara prayer. You simply need to get your own relationship with God in order and hear what he has for your life, or something to that effect. Like, that's just basically the gist of it, right? So what I mean by that is Ciara and her relationship cannot become our idol. Ciara cannot become our God, and her prayer, or whatever it is that she, whatever it is that, the society now is asking her for, her steps, her process, whatever, doesn't have anything to do with you. You have your own process for your life. God has plans for you that's very unique, and you cannot shortcut your way to what God has for your life. My concern is that I fear that a lot of the women who asked about the Ciara prayer may or may not have their own relationship with God. They just see her end result and they're just like, I want that. I want that man to take me on nice trips and to do these nice things. I want to be loved in the way that he loves her, and the way that he looks at her, and I want somebody to finally make me feel respected and like I'm valued. So they just skip right on past the fact that Ciara actually may have her own relationship with God. They just skip right on past that. And they're just like, let's get that prayer, sis. Let's get to that end result. Ciara's process is not your process. The way that she transitioned out of one relationship into the next relationship may not be your story. My concern is that not only with Ciara, but with a lot of other celebrities and even like Christian leaders, that we hear their testimony. We hear about how one day I just said, Lord, I surrender all to you. And literally the next month I met my husband, right? Or you see someone post about, I remember just saying, Lord, I don't want to be with anybody, I'm just so done with dating. I just want your best for my life. And literally 2 weeks after I said that, God blessed me with my husband. Like, we hear a lot of testimonies about that. We hear a lot of people where it seemed like things just happen suddenly. Shifts just started happening, right? And so we are just like, well, if that can happen that way for all of these women, surely it can happen the same for me. And that's true. It can definitely happen in a similar way for you. But it's also possible that it may not. And if you are so determined on following the formula or making people's testimony the formula, because I don't believe that people intentionally are saying this for you to follow their footsteps. They're saying this for, to encourage you and to give you hope and to let you know, like their process, just sharing their testimony, and in the process of that to give you hope, to hold on and to know that God is faithful. I don't believe that they share those things for you to make their testimony their formula or the standard for your life, and so that you can produce the same results that they have for their life. So my concern is that there may be some women who don't even have a consistent prayer life. You never even wake up in the morning and have a conversation with God. The most you do is church on Sunday, if that, depending on how you feel. You literally never open up your Bible. You may do a Bible app devotional every once in a while. You don't even try to have a conversation with God. You don't even try to spend time with Him. But yet you want to follow the footsteps of someone else, or follow make someone else's testimony your blueprint, so you could get the blessings that God can give. You want those blessings, so you're just kind of like, just give me what you did to get that. Well, your relationship with God is the most important relationship that you can have. Literally, while you're single, when you're married, it's the most important relationship, because He is the only being, even when you're married, that's going to be consistent. Your husband cannot do for you what God will do for you. It's literally impossible. So you can't treat God like a genie in a bottle. Like, okay, if I say the right things, if I rub you the right way, you can make all my dreams come true. God is a living, breathing, existing God. He is not dead. So your relationship with Him needs to be real, consistent, a breathing, living, real relationship with Him. We say things like we're in relationship with Christ, but I feel like a lot of times that could be an excuse to get out of obedience. It's kind of like, yeah, well, I'm not perfect, but I don't need to be perfect. I don't, because I'm not religious. I have a relationship with God, and I understand that He forgives me and He don't expect me to be perfect. No, your relationship with God requires obedience, and it requires time put in, and it requires you wanting to get to know Him for who He is, not for what He can do for you. Like today, like He's already done so much, and we get so caught up in this life, which is a very natural, temporary life on this side of heaven, that we feel as if we are entitled to having certain things, which is such a selfish way to think, in my opinion, because there are people who never get the chance to do the things that they desire, to do, or they want to do. I had a college classmate who passed away. She's one of the most sincere people. She was very sweet, kind. Her last post on Instagram was like a message to her future husband about how she wanted her wedding to be into her ideal wedding, I guess. Shortly after that post, she passed away. We're not entitled to anything. Like, yes, it's great to have desires. Our desires cannot be so limited to this life and what we want and what will make us feel good. How is your life impacting other people, and how are you spending your life getting to know the creator of life? You could pray Ciara prayer and actually get the same results that she has, that she, the same thing that happened for her. You can have that happen probably in the same way, even sooner or quicker. What are you going to do after that? You have the man that you prayed for. Y'all in relationship. Is it in your mind that you think now life is going to be complete? Like, now I can be happy. Now I can be great. Now I can be whole. What are you going to do after that? You don't need Ciara's prayer. You don't need any celebrity you don't need their prayers. You don't need them to write down their prayers. You don't need their affirmations. You need your own relationship with God. You really do. You need to pray and to see what God has for your life. And you don't have to be perfect with it. I'm definitely not perfect. Like when I mentioned the thing earlier about like opening up your Bible and get to know him. Guilty. I definitely need to step up when it comes to that, for sure. But my heart is, I really do want to strengthen my relationship with Christ, because there's nothing else on this earth that can fulfill me in that way. There's not a friendship, there's not a man, there's not a job, there's not money, there's not anything that would give me the type of peace that he has given me. There's nothing. Like, I've gotten promotions and increase in salary and all this stuff, and I still had problems, and I still had emotions that I had to deal with, and unresolved heart issues and all of this stuff. Like, if that stuff doesn't change within me, what good is it going to, like, what good is the materialistic things going to do? Or what good is having a relationship going to do? A relationship is not a void filler. You've heard me say it time and time again. Every relationship, but especially the relationship with the man that you believe that you're going to marry, is of purpose. It is not to fill a void within you. It is not for you to go viral with your vlogs and viral with your posts and on Black Glove and on these book tours and all this stuff. It is not for that. And if you don't see the purpose, or if you don't even know the purpose of yourself as a single individual, like, what are you doing? Like, why are you in relationship with, like, why do you want to be in a relationship? Like, why do you want to be married? Like, I really want to just like have a survey and ask people who are in relationships, what's the purpose of your relationship? Is it so you won't be bored? Is it so that when you're horny and feeling some type of way, you can have someone there so you don't go on a drought? Is it so because you got tired of going on trips by yourself, so you're just kind of like, I want to go on a trip, but I want to go with a boo. I want to have my boo there with me. Is it because you're tired of your family asking you about your relationship status? Like, what's the purpose? And really evaluate that, because relationships has to be purposeful. Like, other than that, you're literally just wasting your time and trying to find something within that person that that person cannot fulfill. So you have like these unrealistic expectations and these unrealistic standards, you know, for a relationship, and how he's supposed to make you feel and how he's responsible for making you feel, and you're supposed to feel these feelings all the time. And when you don't get those feelings all the time, you kind of leave that relationship and go to another one. Because love isn't the butterflies in your stomach, and love isn't, rainbows and, all of this stuff. Like, love is really an action. It's a verb. And the best representation, the best example of love that you can have is God. And getting to know him through his word. Like, if you want to know about love, go to the Creator. So that way you won't be putting unrealistic expectations on a human being. Because I will fail you. I'm going to fail you. I'm going to disappoint you. And that's just the way it is. So I just wanted to just do a quick post on that. Well, a quick vlog on my post that I made about the Ciara prayer. I definitely really admire her. So it's nothing against her at all. And it's nothing against those of us who asked about her prayer. It's nothing against anybody, but I just wanted to put my 2 cents out there, because I believe that it's getting out of hand, where we feel like we don't have a process of our own that God has to put us through, because there's some things within us that has to be worked out and purged out, and some wrong dysfunctional thinking patterns that has to be worked out, some heart issues, some lustful issues, all this stuff that has to be worked out, so you can be the best person that you can be for yourself first and foremost. And then, once you're in a relationship, it just will be that much better. But you want to be the best person that you could be for yourself. Like, I want to be the best me, because like, I love me, like, I care about me, and I want to be the best me for myself. Then when I'm in a relationship, it just will be just, that much better, because I will be at my best. Not perfect, but I will be a lot better in a relationship with a man who also went through his process, and we can, be at our best for each other. But the purpose of us going through our process isn't so God could bless me with this relationship. You have to go through your process. There's no shortcut. You cannot shortcut your way out of your process. If you got some dysfunctional things going on within you, let God work that out within you, and don't try to skip and use this type of format or blueprint so that you won't have to go through years of going through whatever. If it requires years for you to go through whatever you need to go through for you to be at your best, then so be it. Let it be. So just wanted to do a quick post with that. Follow me on Instagram at Single Girl Be Whole. I am currently working on my website, like really working on my website, because I'm going to be doing blogs on that as well. But follow me on Single Girl Be Whole for sure, because you'll see some of the things that I like to do. I believe I want Single Girl Be Whole to be about like examples of what it is to embrace your singleness, and examples of what it is to go out and about. I don't want it to be just quotes of, sis, your husband is coming, sis, this relationship is about to happen, sis, this and that. Like, what are you doing with your now? Yes, you can still have that desire, but what are you doing with your now? I mean, what is your credit score looking like? What are you doing to pay down debt if you have it? What are you doing to switch careers? What are you doing to get your mind right? What are you doing to get your health together? Like, not for the purpose of attracting a man, but because you are worthy. Your relationship with yourself, that's a very good starting point. That's a very important relationship. So what can you do? Like, what's some stuff that you want to improve on with yourself and like in your life, just because. So follow me on Single Girl Be Whole on Instagram, also on Facebook. I will post the website up soon. Also follow my other page, my nonprofit page, No Validation Needed. There you would get also blog posts, but when I'm doing workshops within South Carolina or any other areas, you will be able to join me with that. I'm definitely looking forward to the upcoming year with both of these passion projects, but I will only move as I am led. So I'm not going to make any premature promises about what is going to happen and all of this stuff. But I do believe that, especially with this upcoming year, some amazing things are going to take place. And I'm looking forward to it. So thank you for watching. Follow me. Subscribe, comment, and share, please, 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 because I love to hear from y'all, and I just know that this can really encourage and inspire and impact somebody. So share it with someone you know, tag a girlfriend or two, and until next time, I will see you soon. Love you all so much.